I'm Dr. Judy, and this is, well, in my opinion. Today we're asking the question, what qualifies as cheating?
What is your definition of not cheating?
Not doing anything.
You gotta think about this one though, because you have micro cheating where let's say you comment on someone's Instagram.
Okay.
Some people,
intent of cheating.
There you go. Yeah. So I feel like the difference between cheating in a full-blown affair is a full-blown affair. I feel like you're more conscious and more blatantly disrespecting the person that you're with.
So in my relationship that I was in, at the 7-year mark, we introduced a third. So we were in a throuple, a polyamorous 3 relationship.
That's I haven't heard that one, but
it was,
I know what it is, but
yeah.
I didn't think that was.
It was a thing. We made it work for 2 years with the third. And what happened though, after we broke up, we found out that the third had actually been cheating on us throughout the whole relationship that we were in. And it's like, well, is it considered cheating because we already were 3? Well, yes, because we had the talk that we were in a closed relationship. Had we had the talk that we were in an open relationship, then maybe it wouldn't be considered cheating.
People tell me all the time, they're like, oh, you're naturally flirty. And I feel like where it can be disrespectful in a relationship is if your attitude is leading another person on. I feel like if what you're doing is leading another person on, and it's getting that person to think like, oh, she might be into me, let me start texting her. I feel like that's almost like stirring up issues. I've actually dated a girl where when we was together, there were guys in her messages, and sometimes she'd give me her phone and she'd be like, hey, this guy keeps texting me. And I would text him back pretending to be her, and we'd both be watching what I'm saying. And I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm at my boyfriend's house. I can come after though, or can you pick me up when I'm getting ready to leave? And they would really be like, all right, is your boyfriend gonna come out with you? He's like, no, he's gonna stay in the house. Okay, I'll pick you up after. And I'll be like, you know what I mean? Like that's just stirring up issues when you're naturally flirty. So you can be naturally flirty, that's fine. That's just your demeanor. If you have a demeanor where people see it as you're just naturally attractive, or you're naturally just kind of engaging in a conversation, that's fine. But there's a fine line where you get to the point where you're starting to lead another person on and think that, yeah, you might let them know you're in a relationship, but people don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
you know what I
they
mean?
really don't.
No one gives a shit.
They really don't.
You're in a relationship and?
Yeah, exactly.
And what does that mean?
That can happen. That I would talk to somebody and then just in the way that maybe we met, that I was kind of flirty, or then just how I kept talking to them after the fact.
Yeah.
And then they start to feel like I'm actually into them. It's like, well, no. Calm down. So I always try to be transparent with people because I don't want people's feelings to get hurt.
When you're talking to someone and you might see you're just naturally flirty, but you're not intentionally flirting with them, but you can tell that person's kind of, getting attracted. Do you like when they come out to you and like, oh, I kind of like you, or I think you're cute, and you have to tell them like, oh, thank you, but do you like that attention? Because I'm not gonna lie, I would lie.
I love attention.
I'll be the first one to lie to my girl and say, no, I did not want her to do that. But deep down, I'm like, that was kind of cool for her to be like, I know you have a girlfriend, but I think you're really cute. I'm like, oh, thank you, but I have this person.
Yeah.
But deep down, I'm like, I wanted you to say that. I just wanted to see if I could, even though I wasn't going to.
Typically, men are more likely to physically cheat than women. 20% of men say that they've had physical relations with someone other than their partner. For women, it's only 13%.
To the person who's being cheated on, I can tell you that it hurts regardless, whether it's once or 10 times. But a chronic pattern of cheating says something different than a one time I was just, mad, or, my ex came back into town and I thought it would be this or something. It's the chronic thing that says something about a person's character.
I feel like I could understand a partner being attracted to another person, because obviously, you can't just shut off that part of your brain just because you're in a relationship.
Blind.
However, there's only one me, my personality. And you say, if we're dating, you say you love me. And then you go and have an affair, you can fuck anybody. It doesn't take anything to do that. But if you get feelings for this other person, that's completely different.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, how could you do that?
Yeah.
How is
full-blown
that even
affair
possible?
is very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you develop an attachment to a whole nother person.
And it brings in a whole nother kind of insecurity. It's like you can dye your hair, cut your hair, whatever, glow up in that way, but it's like, oh, you like somebody else Like, how am I supposed to fix that about myself? Because your first thought when you get cheated on is, oh, there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
And I need to do something to fix this part of me.
It's totally different when you develop a real relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And full-blown affairs are relationships.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
Exactly.
I have a very, very close male friend that I've had for 20 plus years. And I could see my partner being jealous of that because we do have an emotional connection. There's just times when this is the person I need to talk to, not you. But you can have an emotional affair, and I think that would hurt. That would hurt. Knowing that your partner won't say the things to you that you've been trying to get them to say, but they'll say them to this other person. They'll talk about their feelings deeply with this other person, but not with you. Why can't you come to me and tell me?
I feel like cheating is never purely a physical thing.
Oh, no.
Ever. Because
No,
the thing
it's
is,
not.
before you have sex with a person, you cheat in your mind. You know, like you think you undress this person in your mind. You think, oh, maybe I kind of do want to sleep with them. It always happens in your mind first before anything physical happens.
Yeah.
So even when people say, oh, it was just a spontaneous thing, I was drunk, I was whatever,
No.
you cheated in your mind
That's an
before
excuse.
you ever put your dick in them, you know? And
Yeah.
or before you ever sat on the dick, whatever, you know? So
Yeah, it's definitely something that requires more than just an act. You know, you have to think that way, and then you have to do some, actions that are in line with that.
And you put yourself in positions to do it. You know what I mean? Like, say you know that you're going to be more likely to kind of like get horny or whatever if you're drinking and you go to a party without your significant other. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, you know what you're doing. It's not, come on. You know what you're doing. It's just, I just think that's why it hurts so bad for the other person. Because there's no scenario where you can say, well, it just happened. There's no
It never just happened.
There was something that drew you to that person. There was something that made you decide you wanted to do this act. And that's emotional, or whether that's emotional or physical. And that's why it hurts so much to the person who's, being left out or being cheated on. So, yeah.
Definitely.
Yep.
The age-old question of what qualifies as cheating. Everyone's definition is different. Some people think that emotional cheating is cheating. Liking somebody's picture with a bikini is cheating on social media. The physical acts are cheating, but is it kissing or is it actual sex? And sometimes people think that if your partner's watching porn and not telling you about it, that's cheating. The most important thing is that you communicate to each other what cheating means to your partner and that you respect those boundaries. I'm Dr. Judy, and this has been, well, in my opinion. Like and subscribe below. This episode is brought to you by Giddy, the source of sexual health and wellness news and information. If you have any sexual health or wellness questions, go to getmegiddy.com.